I'm always on a lookout
Yeah.
for new talents, and I call them. I try to tell them that I'm accessible, and this is the WhatsApp number. They can always get back to me if they have something interesting to tell me.
Okay. Great.
Who can say no to a Manoj Bajpayee?
No,
Of course, that's what I was thinking.
But see, this is such a beautiful approach, and this is the correct way, because sir is identifying really good makers.
Yeah.
And he knows that I would love to work with this person. He's not just doing it in a general list where, you know, you're just reaching out to people. He knows something that he has loved in a project, and that, oh my God, I think this person says these kind of stories and I want to do that. Every first day on a new film set is like the first day of like school all over
Yeah,
again.
it's very
you know?
nerve-wracking, yeah.
That's how it is. So I think everything scares you, me at least, and I'm always trying to understand, am I really approaching this in the correct manner or not? And oh, but this actor is taking the pitch of this role in this manner, you know, then why am I doing it this way? But it's okay. Every fourth day, you figure it out.
Hi Prachi, hi Manoj sir. Welcome to News 18.
Thank
Hi.
you.
How are you?
Good.
जा
How
रहा
are we looking?
है, चल रहा है.
Chal raha hai.
हाँ.
I just, like you saw me doing my homework, I was just watching the trailer. Let's start with the title, Silence. Can silence be fruitful sometimes? What do you think?
Sometimes yes, definitely. I mean, you should not be talking all the time. Sometimes you should be listening, right? Listening is the best thing that you can do in life, and listening is the best thing that you can. That is very much required in acting also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's so well
So
said.
silence is very, very fruitful, because we are always very eager to talk and, you know, say things that we want to say, but we are not that much eager to listen to the other one.
Yeah.
And for that you need silence, right?
Yes, do you have to say anything?
I would completely agree on that, and I would like to add that when a wise man like Manoj sir is speaking, I like to just maintain my silence and listen, because I mean, what do I say? You know, this living legend, and then giving us all these goldens. Even on the set, I think that's how it is. But as an actor, like Sir said, I think the first thing, a very important thing that I learned, because when you're on set, not coming from any kind of training, but when one of your co-star tells you that, you know, just listen. Automatically, you're in the scene, you're actively listening, you're responding, you're not thinking, oh, now I have to say this just because I have to say this. So I think that silence and the listening is the biggest training for me.
Yeah. But you know, as actors, I think you all are also constantly expected, you know, to talk about something that is going on. Sometimes you might not want to, because that can have different kinds of repercussions. But, you know, on a different note, has your silence as, you know, public figures who can say a lot of things and then, you know, impact people, has your opinion ever been silenced on a film set, or, you know, when as an actor solely by your team?
All the time. Just saying. I mean, yeah, and I think this is a very big topic actually to touch upon. And I would say, because today I will be answering from a woman's point of view also. I think all of these things kind of play out in this scenario. Yes, being silenced, you know, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's somewhere else, happens all the time. But I think as an actor, and for the kind of person that I am, I found my balance somewhere, because I am that kind of person who likes to, I think, maintain my silence, keep to myself a little more, you know. I just don't want to be out there all the time talking about everything. And I think it kind of reflects on my social media also. So for me, this works. It's just perfect. And that's how I think I kind of keep my balance, where I feel exhausted by, I think, spending my energy being out there, talking all the time, things like that. So silence kind of works for me. Being silenced, over the years you learn how to get better at communicating, putting your point forward, and you see in the bigger picture at the end of it, how much does that matter? Things like that. So yeah, it's a constant learning.
Yeah. You're known to be quite opinionated actually. कभी घर पे does your wife ever tell you कि why did you have to speak about this बाहर जाके? कभी होता है ऐसा?
We don't interfere in each other's lives.
Okay.
No, we are that way, two very, you know, distinct individuals. But having said that, I must, you know, coming back to your question, being silent is a choice.
Yeah, true.
Being silenced is a compulsion. Compulsion is something in a society that we live in, and this is how we are taught since our childhood, that speaking is your right and being silent is also your choice.
Yeah.
So any kind of compulsion doesn't work with me since my childhood. The kind of place I come from, I was told not to dream about being an actor.
Yeah.
The intensity to dream became much more bigger and massive because I was told not to dream. So more you tell me not to do certain things,
The more you will do it.
more I'll do it. So that's an individual I am. So it's the choices that we make.
Yeah.
Okay. There are certain things I don't touch upon. I don't touch upon not because of fear of anything. I don't touch upon because I may not be having much of a knowledge about it. Okay. I may not touch upon it because I think this is not the right time or the situation to talk about it.
Yeah.
When I'm here to promote my film Silence 2, why should I talk about what's going on in the country?
That is true.
So I'm diluting everything. I'm not doing any favor to the film that I'm part of, and so much
Right.
money is riding on it.
That is true.
So I have to be very, very honest and sincere to the job that I'm given to
Yeah.
at this point of time.
Yeah. So, we saw you playing this officer, in the first part. I think despite what all you do, unearthing mysteries and all of that, I think deep down we get a hint that he's actually a lonely man. And I mean, we have seen you playing lonely characters in so many films. There was Aligarh, there was Shul. Do lonely characters really fascinate you?
Aligarh, yes, he was a loner. He was a loner. Not lonely, I would say. He was a loner because there's a vast difference between being a loner and being lonely.
Yeah.
Shul, he was not lonely or a loner. He was somebody who was, feisty-headed and somebody who always wanted to do the right thing. In Silence, he's a lonely man. He's not a loner. He's a lonely man because his personal life has turned out to be what he never wanted to turn out that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's left alone, where he's missing the support system that he used to have once. But it's kind of a backstory that we just touch it and leave it there, because the biggest job in Silence is to investigate and to find the killer and to get into the depth of the things.
Prachi, when the first part came out, I think this came after a long time. We didn't get to see you much, on screen. For a lot of people, Silence was like being touted as this Prachi's comeback vehicle, like that. What has it been like really after Silence? Because you have done so much more work after that. Do you think that it took you this one film, this project, to sort of just bounce back as an actor?
I'd definitely say that the first Silence, it broke a dry spell for me.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was really planned or by choice that way. It just so happened that I guess after Azhar and after Rock On 2, the projects that I was doing, they just got delayed for some reason and things. And the next thing, COVID hit all of us.
Yeah.
And I think every time I think about COVID, it was actually a long time. Yes, we all got through it, but when you look back at it, you realize how many months and how many years kind of just went by. So this Silence happened immediately after COVID. It broke that dry spell, and I also think in some sense OTT kind of gave all of us I think a new phase of life, because there is films kind of sometimes they get delayed, something happens, but with OTT we're always able to do that much more within the given time. Like I think for Manoj sir also, I see he talks about the projects that he's doing right now, the one he was doing before Silence, the one he's doing after Silence. If it's only a theatrical and if something gets delayed, you cannot use that time. But with OTT, we are really able to stick to certain timelines. You can do a project within a given number of days. Things like that. I think that's why I was able to do more.
You know, I read somewhere that you and Abhan ma'am, who's the director, I think your friendship goes back to many years, right?
More with her husband, actually.
Okay.
Kiran Devhans is a kind of a veteran in cinematography, and he's in the line of all the greats or cinematographer. So Kiran I know since the time of Hux.
Okay.
Yeah. So we go a long way, and that's how I met Aban. Our friendship grew, and I'm quite familiar with their family, and we've been partying a lot, since so many years. They're just part of me. Somewhere I knew about her passion for the mystery projects, for the murder mysteries, because this is the kind of novel that she's been passionate about. This is the kind of film that she wanted to do, and they've been busy with advertisements and making advertisements. I had this idea that they are not somebody who are new to the camera.
Yeah.
And somewhere it was there in my mind that if I have to really push Aban as a friend, then I have to do it in the right way.
Yeah.
Okay. And suddenly there was such surge in OTT's popularity. And this was the right medium for a director of her stature, because murder mysteries work very well on OTT.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
and Z5 has seen a great amount of success with Silence 1. So much so that I have never realized that Silence 1 became such a tier 2, tier 3 film which penetrated so deep. With the audience. And Silence 2, it was Z5's insistence that we should do Silence 2 immediately, as soon as possible. And that was the time I realized that, that this film has really done wonders with the tier 2, tier 3 audience. I was not aware of it, because this is what happens, because all the data, all the surveys is not with the actors, it's only with the platforms. And they were very, very clear about Silence 2.
Yeah.
We didn't have any idea how far Silence 1 has gone into. But it's their insistence, it's their perseverance that we got into Silence 2.
Yeah. Oh, so Silence 2, they decided to make it based on the reaction that people
Based on the
gave to-
popularity
Yeah,
of Silence 1.
Yeah, I don't it was never written in the sense
No.
of a series
Sequel.
of movie,
Yeah.
films. It was never that we'll leave a story open-ended somewhere and then second may we'll come back to it.
Right.
It was never like that. It was
Right.
just that film at that time and
Right.
that case which got solved.
But this is great, right?
It is. I mean, I
But
think
it just so panned out,
Yeah.
and Aban is such an amazing, passionate murder mystery, person, that the moment she knew that she has to make Silence 2, she got on the job. I mean, she has so many stories, so
Aman
many.
is like a Pandora's box
Pandora's
with
box,
stories.
yeah, so-
All her murder mysteries are like coming out one
Like
after
in
the other.
6 months, we had a script,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a bound script, which is far bigger and better in terms of scale and in terms of drama and thrill. And when I first read the script and she sent it to me, I said, wow, I mean, this should have been our first one. She said, no, this should be the second one.
Yeah.
This is just the right, because the first one was about one murder. This is about too many murders. And the way, it keeps unfolding bigger and bigger things and bigger mysteries is really mark of a very fine writer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, I brought up this friendship thing is because sometimes when you receive a script, let's say from an acquaintance or a friend who you have known, is that enough for you to say a yes to the
Not
show?
at all. No, not at all.
But
That-
doesn't it then occur to you, ki, what if I tell her a no, that might strain our friendship?
No, it doesn't strain if you are if the other person knows where you are coming from, and when you say it on their faces, and you have enough reasons to give it to them, and you are really not blocking them, stopping them from meeting you. You rather tell them that you are open about the next one. Okay, that's how I do it. I mean, there are 2-3 other friends of mine who have been bouncing other scripts to me, but it's not been happening. It's not doing anything to me. How can I be disloyal to my own self first? First, I have to be satisfied with whatever is coming to me,
Right.
and then I'm ready to support a friend or help a friend. It only happens that I can't jeopardize my career to help a friend.
True.
Then in that case, my career will be over, his career will be over, everybody will be over.
And the friendship will be over.
Friendship will be over. Yeah.
But Prachi, for you, has it become easier saying a no now?
I guess so. I think
Yeah.
I think with me, because I am already picky or choosy about projects, and I don't do too many all the time, I think people kind of know that this could be a yes or a no, so they kind of, I guess they're prepared. It's not like I'm under any pressure, and neither are they expecting a definitive, definite yes from me. But I also think that sometimes it probably doesn't work in my favor. Maybe they think that, oh, she may not be interested in these kind of films or doing certain things, which I think did happen at one point, which is why maybe they don't bring that role or that script to you.
Okay.
But I guess now times have changed, and because you're able to do different stuff on OTT, so people know that, oh yes, you're absolutely open to hearing everything. Which is better.
So on the contrary, now at this stage in your careers for both of you, do you still do this, calling filmmakers and telling them, I really like your work, if there's something, let me know?
I tried it. It never worked for me. I don't think I'm good at that game. But yes, whenever I meet a filmmaker and I like their work, I make sure that I tell them that I loved your film, or I love what you make, things like that. I make sure to communicate. I think at one point, because I know that everybody was reaching out to filmmakers and saying that we would love to work with you, I also did that. But I think it needs to happen a little more intuitively, organically, and genuinely. It shouldn't be that, because this is my job, I must reach out to people. So I think when I kind of understood that, and yes, you also learn from the absurd answers that you get. When you get a response, that for whatever reason, that's when you learn, and you're like, you know what, I guess this is not my game. It's okay.
What was that absurd answer, if you can tell?
Plenty of absurd answers. Sometimes it is, no, our in-house actors only have to be in our films.
Okay.
Or sometimes it is, no, right now we need a star of a certain level. Anything.
It can be anything.
Yeah.
It can be anything.
But do you reach out to?
For many years.
Even now?
I don't reach out to the directors who have been established for many years. I am always trying to find new directors. And now it has become very, very easy if you're really interested in watching content. I watch a lot of content on OTT, on other mediums. If I like someone's work, I try to tell them that if they have something interesting, please, they can always come, call me on this number or leave a message on WhatsApp. So I do it. I have been working with newcomers since a very long time now. Last year, 3 films released, and they have given me so much of name and fame and so much respect. All of them are new, fairly new. Apurva Singh Karki, Sirf Ek Banda Kafi. I found him on YouTube. Rahul Chitela, I have known him as associate to Mira Nair for 10 years, 11 years now. I've always told him that whenever you want to make your first film, come to me. I'm always there. And he came to me with Gulmohar. Devashish Makhija is made his first one with me. It always paid off with me. I'm always on a lookout for new talents. And I call them. I try to tell them that I'm accessible. And this is the WhatsApp number. They can always get back to me if they have something interesting to tell me.
Okay. Great.
Who can say no to a Manoj Bajpayee?
No, of course, that's what I was thinking.
But see, this is such a beautiful approach, and this is the correct way, because sir is identifying really good makers.
Yeah.
And he knows that I would love to work with this person. He's not just doing it in a general list where you know, you're just reaching out to people. He knows something that he has loved in a project, and that, oh my God, I think this person says these kind of stories and I want to do that. I think that's really beautiful.
It must be so encouraging for them also.
Absolutely, because you're right, they may not have known that they have access to him.
Absolutely. I would want to know from the both of you, it's been quite many years since you both have been working. At this stage, okay, at this phase in your career, what is that one thing that scares you the most as an actor?
What scares you?
Everything.
Everything?
You know, it is still every first day on a new film set is still like starting acting all over again. And you know, when I heard a few things that Manoj sir said to us during the shoot, is when I realized that he's also still like that, so you're not the only one, you know. And it's amazing, but that's how it is. Every first day on a new film set is like the first day of like school all over again.
It's very nerve-wracking.
That's how it is. So I think everything scares you, me at least, and I'm always trying to understand, am I really approaching this in the correct manner or not? And oh, but this actor is taking the pitch of this role in this manner, you know, then why am I doing it this way? But it's okay. Every fourth day, you figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's when, you know, you kind of get back into the flow. But it still scares me, yes.
And what scares you?
What scares me is, and I'm very much aware about it, and I'm always trying to keep it away. Always. It's a constant struggle. I love being with people. I just love it. I love roaming around in the street. I love going for my groceries. I love doing all of those things which I have been doing for so many years. I don't want to sacrifice that. I'm always very scared that, you know, this may get snatched away from me. I think that it's because that plays in my conscience that I keep it away from myself. This is one thing I don't want to let go for anything else.
This sense of reality, basically.
Because you know, I like to be real all the time. I like to sit with everyone and enjoy life apart from what we do in front of the camera, because life is very short. At the end of the day, we all will be, you know, irrelevant after a point. All of us, including you, you know, all of us will be irrelevant. But in the end, when we look back, we should only have some great memories of people, you know, who you worked with, who you interacted with. And this is what I want to carry till the end.
How lovely. What a great way to end this. Thank you so much to both of you, and all the very best for Silence 2.
Thank you.
The trailer is very interesting.
16th April जरूर देखिएगा. 16th April. हाँ.
16th April only on Z5.
Only on Z5.
And you have to call us and tell us what you thought.
Yes.
I will.
Z5. याद रखिएगा Z5. क्योंकि पैसा हमको वही से आ रहा है.
Z5.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.